Hello and welcome to this new part of Super Danganronpa Another 2. We are in chapter 6 and we are seeing a lot of aged up people.
Yeah, so turns out that the ages for the start of the game up until now have all been fucking wrong, and chapter 6 is where you basically learn all their actual ages. Meaning, every single member of the cast is a consenting adult. Whoop!
Wee.
Wee.
Iroha looks so baby though, but yeah.
All the voids look baby, but they're all in their 20s, so it's fine.
Alrighty, I guess we'll see the twins.
I get to see the twinnies.
Oh boy. Do I want...
They're very different in design. I think they look a little better here than they do in the rest of the game, but that's just my take. And I am, like, completely indifferent of them, so shrugs.
I personally am scared of what adult Hibiki will be like considering Kanade's everything.
Yeah. Anyway, there's the twins.
No pigtails, no longer.
Yeah, I think they look better like this, but that's just me.
Less childish.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I like this hairstyle better, I think is it. Never cared for pigtails, I suppose. It just seems too childish to me, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's right. Inside the machine was a little different, but still recognizable women sleeping quietly.
Hibiki and Kanade don't look that different.
Well, they definitely look like adults compared to their young look before.
Hibiki and I don't even want to face the thing next to her.
Thanks, Iroha. This is kind of why, like, Iroha grew on me. It was this chapter specifically. It was like the end of- it was chapter 5's trial. In this chapter where Iroha grew on me. So if you already like her, you will like her more by the end of the game because she's so funny.
Well, that's a nice promise.
She is hilarious. It's also because she gets more screen time here. Iroha, did Void even know that Kanade was a serial killer?
No idea. I don't even understand what a person like that was doing in the plan in the first place. And when we met with Mikado, the plan was already set. Only Mikado knew the criteria for the personnel. Personnel, as if we were running a cafe or something.
That's how they look at it, and honestly, Mikado, this is a fun fact, Mikado didn't know either.
Oops.
He had no clue.
Big oops.
He had no fucking clue about it. That's why he was so shocked for this murder, because he's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Because he was not expecting it to be that brutal, nor it to happen like that, so he was just like, well, I guess she's gone this chapter anyway, if everyone succeeds. I love my idiot husband. He's not always smart, and I appreciate that.
Big oop. Big oops.
Yeah.
All of them were just Mikado's puppets. What did you expect?
Don't blame Iroha too much. The rest of Void was just as used by him. First of all, let's open the profile. Read it for yourself. Biki time. Biki Otsunokoji. Before the tragedy, she was a vocalist who was in the popular band Melody Rhythm. After the tragedy, she revitalized the stagnant society. She created charity performances with all the money, and all the money was donated to restoration projects. In addition to her band activities, she also participated in volunteer activities quite often. Because of these actions, she began to be called the next generational symbol of hope.
Well, she definitely made the best of her situation, despite everything.
Yeah, despite all that nonsense, good god. Nade is something. She sure is a written character.
She sure is a written character.
I'm just speaking my truth. Kanade Otsunokoji. Before the tragedy, she was a guitarist who was in the popular band Melody Rhythm. After the tragedy, she revitalized the stagnant society. She created charity performances, which all the money was donated to restoration projects.
Is it just gonna be the same?
Sorta, yeah. It's basically the same as her sisters. You can skip until something's new if you would like. Yeah, it is basically the same.
Uh-huh. There's hardly a difference between them. Why is a killer who has taken at least 60 lives considered a next generation symbol of hope?
I think many would like to know this answer, Iroha, but, you know. There's another strange thing I noticed. With this profile alone, there doesn't seem to be any connection to the 79th class of Host Peak. Actually, I only have the basic information about the twins. I was also amazed by Kanade's turn.
What? Surely you should know everyone except Kokoro.
Ah, he doesn't know Sora. Wait, I can make a theory, but it is not pre-entered information.
Better than nothing.
Mikado might not have even known about Kanade's tendencies. There it is.
Could that really be possible?
Yes, he doesn't fact-check everything. If something doesn't interest him, he doesn't care. He doesn't care long enough to look into it, I guess. Yeah, that's probably the best way to explain it. Didn't Miss Kanade herself say it in the third trial? This is the first time I have been caught. That must mean nobody ever caught her committing murder, which means that it was left as an unprecedented case. The police trying to solve over 60 cases, perhaps it could have been a connection with the police. Also, Daruki used to actually hunt down during her cases and never figured out it was her.
Big oof on his end. Big oof.
Yeah, he never figured it out that it was her. It's so funny when you get to see that on his face later. He's like, "What? You tracked her down?" It's really funny.
Well, it was mainly the power of Shobai, but...
Oh yeah, definitely. The police? The director of the Kisaragi Foundation, 79th class student, former ultimate policeman, Tsurugi Kenjo. I'm sure he had a close relationship trying to catch Miss Kanade.
What? The ultimate policeman?
Yeah. He's something. It's insane how much he actually grew on me over time. I'm still mad about it. And now Rina just gets to relentlessly poke me about it. It's really funny. Think about it. Important figures around Melody Rhythm continue to disappear. Of course, at some point, the twins must have been interrogated. Tsurugi Kenjo hates evil more than anyone else. It's hard to think that he wasn't on the case.
What about Hibiki? She's not related.
You sure? No, at this time, Hibiki was also a suspect, the same as Kanade. He would have been interrogated too. And because of Kanade's nature, she would have highly covered up her crimes completely. Therefore, I think Miss Hibiki would have met Kenjo at least once.
Wait, isn't that a little off? I don't know who Mikado was, but how did he find the serial killer even the police couldn't find?
Let's not go down this rabbit hole yet, Yoriko. We'll get there. I am not too sure. I'm sorry. There's something I'm worried about too. One condition Monocro said is that the next generation symbol of hope must be related to the 79th class. How do I explain? It just feels odd to me, like a random selection.
In fact, when I heard about the people on the plan, I did question the criteria a little. Mikado said that these people are enough There are no alternatives. There are no alternatives? He said because they would be difficult people to capture and everybody knew them.
I remember now. The reason why Minako and Ando aren't here is because they are technically tied with the Kisaragi Foundation, and most of the remnants that were related to the class are in the Kisaragi Foundation. So you'd have to kidnap most of the Kisaragi Foundation and toss them in here to try and make that work. And Mikado's like, that's too much trouble. I'll go a little farther out.
To be honest, I think capturing idols is already hard enough.
Yeah. Well, it depends, because Kanade is always killing the people closest to them, so if Kanade kills their security enough times, all I have to do is wait for an opening. Like, oh, there's no security right now, snatch. Not like they would know that she's the one doing it, obviously, but there would just be pockets of moments of... And also, Kanade likes to stay, you know, alone with her sister a lot, so I think it wouldn't be too hard if you consider that factor. Anyway.
Well, kidnapping not one, but two celebrities wouldn't have been easy. How the hell does he have so much nonsense intelligence?
We'll get there later. If you think about it, we really didn't know anything about Mikado. The mastermind behind the Killing Game, the leader of Void. Even during the Killing Game, we couldn't find out his true intentions. We were just doing nothing. Now that we can investigate as freely as possible, being left alone gives me a weird feeling of yeah, I hate this word. Incongruity. Ugh, I'm not voicing that. Fuck you. It's not happening. I hate that word.
Yeah, I also wouldn't have been able to pronounce that, so...
Incongruity. God.
Alrighty then. Sora, have we all unlocked the reset codes?
Yes.
It's just as Monocro said, the reset code initializes the restoration of tempered data. Iroha wasn't an avatar like me, she was always like this. Uh-huh? Why am I being mentioned? If that's right, Sora. Even when you've used the reset code on Voids, it's safe to assume that their appearance doesn't change.
Yoriko. I know what you're implying.
Yeah, that Sora is basically on the same level as a Void?
I mean, I think what she's saying here is that similar situation but not connected to Void. Maybe. It might have a similar circumstance. But I'm Void too.
Well, I'm not 100% sure yet. But it would only make sense since your reset code works the same as the Void's.
I agree with you. As you said, my amnesia hasn't gone yet, even after the reset code has been released.
Sora, you thought Akane Taira was dead. Maybe something got lost in the process.
I'm not sure right now. Maybe Mikado was aiming to release Akane Taira? You're in a different position to me, though, since you're one of the next generations of hopes like Yuri.
I'm curious about something. What is it? Who exactly is Akane Taira?
Of course, the Void that we have left has so little brain cells that she probably doesn't know anything about the initial Killing Game at all.
Yeah, probably.
You gotta leave us with the most useless one, like, okay. I also think that while it would be interesting to see, like, Nikke get this far and also interact with all this, I think it's better that Iroha's here, and you'll see why later. It's just exponentially more entertaining than anything Nikke could contribute to, I think.
I guess we'll
and
see.
is gone forever. Miss him, but oh well.
Uh-huh.
Iroha, you don't know who Akane Taira is.
Huh? This is the first time I've heard that name. Is that Sora's real name? What the heck are you talking about? The Void's new information about the killing game participants. That's all Nikkei knew about Setsuka's eyes. So, how can't you know about Sora? Well, unlike everyone else, I didn't get any information on Sora. When I asked about you, Mikado just told me that you were a participant.
Just a participant?
Really? Actually, I didn't even know her name in the first place. So, I would like to ask, who are you, Sora? Sora's real name is Akane Taira. Like your voice, she was one of the children who was helped by Utsuro. Oh!
She's so dumb.
Yeah.
Such a silly, dumb thing. Dumb little yappy chihuahua.
Yes.
I love bullying her. She's so funny.
Yes.
I think I bully her almost as much as I bully Nikkei, but like in a very different way. Like, oh, you're so cute and stupid. Kind of like how I bullied Teria, I think. I think it's the same energy, but I still think Teria is more entertaining. Like with Nikkei, I just like bullying him because it's funny.
Nikkei is a bitch, so yeah.
Yeah. Too many people mischaracterize him and it drives me nuts. They're like, oh, he's so ooh-woo, and I'm like, stop. He is the bitchiest member on cast. What are you talking about? Aside from Yoriko. Him and Yoriko could butt heads, and I could watch with popcorn.
With popcorn, indeed.
I'd be rooting for him, obviously, but like, both of them are weak as shit, so if a catfight actually broke out between those two, it would go on until someone separates them.
And nothing of value was gained except for a few scratches.
Exactly.
Sora? Well, I guess she really didn't know. You're not lying.
Why would I lie about it? My name is Akane Taira, and I was with Utsuro in his last moments.
What? You were with Utsuro when he died? Oh, shut up! I'm gonna go deaf.
I mean, Iroha is screaming a lot.
Yeah, she is. Not really something a counselor should say so, though.
That's why I think Yoriko's writing is shit, but I've said my piece on that. You just get to see more of it the more we go through this.
So, you really are part of the children of Utsuro? You make it sound like he's a dad.
He is.
What?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you, but he is.
God, worst dad.
God has been dead. They just won't let him go. So much effort for some fucking loser dead guy. Anyway. Children of Utsuro.
Oh, it's just a name we called each other. To the other children Utsuro looked after. In other words, Void. Mikado Sanoji called it Void. Originally, Nikkei was the leader and it was a small group instead of an organization. We didn't have another name. And as soon as Mikado joined, he said that the children of Utsuro was over.
Please give us the details.
Sora, you should already know if you really were a member. Utsuro didn't just have one or two people. And when Utsuro died, our divine luck disappeared. With that, our talents disappeared. As a result of that, according to Mikado, they died.
Yep.
Huh.
This is what I was explaining the last time we played. Yeah, it's exactly as she said. Basically, his luck fizzled out because he's fucking dead, but we both know that he transferred it to someone else, but since that person was dying and is likely dead, we shrug because we don't know the exact specifics of that yet. The luck's trickling out of the last remaining, so shrugs. Yeah, that was what I was talking about last time. What is bullshit, yes, but it's part of the narrative.
Yeah, it sure is bullshit. That makes sense. Nobody would notice a few extra deaths when there's tragedy taking place. Then, without the power of luck, your life is at risk? So, how's the rest of Void alive? Oh, well, death isn't guaranteed.
Depends on the situation that the person was in before Utsuro helped. Yada yada.
But considering the sort of people Utsuro helped, you can't imagine what would happen if their luck vanished.
Side-eye Tsurugi.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
No. I do not want to see this idiot dead.
Divine luck itself doesn't cause death. It just makes people like me go back to their hell. And that could cause suicide. Is that right, Iroha?
Even though they were all under the same luck, it depends on how much they needed that protection. He said that's right. Some people's lives were saved as a result. Just as much as some people's small wishes were granted, some people's lives were saved. And the degree of the disappearances matches the total amount of divine luck they received.
So, are you saying that the Voids received a lot of protection, meaning that it's disappearing more slowly?
Oh, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Silly girl, so stupid she can't even organize her thoughts. Wait a minute, that reminds me of something. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is just a virtual world. And you are Akane Taira. Doesn't matter if you're just her avatar or not. I'm sure you have some sort of relationship with Akane Taira. So that means Mikado Sonoji also knows about Akane Taira. Why did he try to conceal that information? Mikado Sonoji tried to cover up Akane Taira.
Why?
I know why. We'll get there.
How should I know that? How don't you know that? Yoriko,
Okay.
why are you even getting mad at this point? Her personality and everything about her has been established. Well,
Hey,
very
Rina.
well.
Rina, my friend, my buddy, my pal. She never stops getting mad at anything. She just gets mad for no reason and then just bitches and whines and inserts text that is unnecessary to the story.
Fucking rip.
She's so unnecessary. She is such an unnecessary character. All she's there for is padding.
Man.
Mikado was the only one in Void that knew about Akane Taira. Mikado knew about Akane Taira and hid it. Kobai knew information about Void that Iroha herself didn't know. I mean, he also got his admin code first, so there's that. I wonder what happens.
Hey,
Goodness. Alright, I guess we talk to Ro. Iroha,
What do you want?
don't worry about what happened. It's in the past. But why did you knock me off the Tower of Babel?
It's in the past, but also why?
Okay. She's talking about everything else.
Hmm.
She's allowed to get a little pissed that Iroha tried to kill her, I think.
Not that face again. Oh my god.
What does this face translate to?
I don't think it really translates to something. It's just making a face out of, like, hiragana.
Okay, because I'm like, if this actually translates to something, I'm curious. But if not, it's still funny.
I mean, hey, no mo no hey.
Wow.
I don't think it means anything.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. Sorry, it was somebody else.
You can't not lie to save your life, dear.
Nope.
You've already established this in Trial 5.
I sinned, I'm so sorry. Well, at the time, Mikado was threatening me, so I couldn't help it, so...
Oh, you were pressured by him to kill me?
Yeah, I really didn't want to, honest. If I didn't, Mikado would have killed me.
There's no need to tremble like that. I don't blame you, Iroha. I have no intention of looking down on you.
Huh? But if you had died...
Let's not think about that. In the end, you ended up helping me get my memories back.
What are you on about?
And she is too stupid to follow the conversation once again.
Yep.
Get used to it, because it happens a lot. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you later.
Just question marks in her brain, all around.
There's nothing going on between those eyes, Rina.
Yep, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Just like Teria. And it's really funny to me. But if you truly feel sorry about it, you can always make it up to me later.
Of course.
Come to think of it, I do have a question for you, Iroha.
Oh, what is it?
You said it when you talked to Yoriko earlier, right? About Utsuro's children, each of which received help from Utsuro as a child, and then gained the divine luck. So in many ways it matches up with Void, so does that include you?
Oh, yes. Well, in the case of me, I needed acknowledgement from the people around me. Well, yeah, we can see how it has been running out. Oops.
Oops.
Well, you can gain acknowledgement in terms of being cute.
All she has to do is just not open her mouth, dude. She just needs to doodle, never speak, and she'd be noticed.
Oops.
Oops. You wanted recognition.
You know how my family is known for being a generation of famous artists? My mother, my father, my sister, and my brother, all of them were full of talent, and I was drawing doodles. And it was only me who couldn't do anything. Painting, sculpting, designing, whatever I did, I was always mediocre at. I couldn't fit into this first-class family.
You even deceived us with your art abilities.
That's why I was given divine luck. I wanted to be acknowledged by my family, by the world. That's all I wanted. After I met Utsuro, I joined the Nijue family like the others, and I became a great painter.
Yeah. So, fun facts. Every single one of the Void was an orphan.
Ah.
That's why she said she met him. It's because she met him in an orphanage.
I see.
Yeah. And this was obviously it took place before the events of last game. like before they joined. Because that, I assume, is how he met Akane as well. Because Akane is an orphan too.
Yeah.
So one thing all of them have in common is they're all orphans that were like taken in eventually, and some of their situations were shit, and then they gradually grew out of being shit. Yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. Your painting ability was granted from divine luck. Was this why you joined Void? Because your talent began to disappear?
Yes.
But, of course, you know, you had to commit crimes in Void. Including murder.
If I'm not talented, I don't even deserve to be alive.
Oh boy.
So dramatic!
Man, everyone here needs a therapist.
Oh yeah, every single one of the cast needs a therapist for some reason or another. Like Shinji's got his PTSD. Atsuka went through her accident. She's more or less recovered, like, from it. But like, and then we don't even have to talk about Sora and Akane. That's kind of just on the nose. Yeah, if I'm remembering right, just from all the cast, each one of them has their little fucked up pieces of trauma somewhere. They all need a therapist. I'd say the same for the first game too, except for maybe Inori. I think Inori was like the most well-off, other than like losing her parents in a car accident and then getting adopted. But like she still was raised healthily, and so was Kakeru in a way, other than like dealing with his sister being in the hospital all the time. And I don't know much of anything about Ayame, even though she kind of came off healthy too, but whatever.
Yeah, her free time events didn't really go into much, eh?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot about her background. Whatever.
Oh, Iroha. Sometimes it's best to just be average at everything and have an average life. It's a good way to live too.
I think the only reason she feels like this, aside from that, is because of how abusive her situation was.
Probably.
Which it can kind of poke the parts of the brain that are like, I have to be able to do this so I can get away from here and be loved, sort of like reaction.
Oh, of course I knew it was criminal. But what you wouldn't understand.
Calm down, Iroha. I'm not trying to judge you.
Sora, before meeting Utsuro, I was nothing. There was no other way.
Huh?
Me who could only draw small little mediocre drawings was a big shame to my family name. So that's why they hid me from the public. Everyone knows me as the youngest daughter of the Nijue family. But the cover-up story was that I had a mental illness, so I couldn't move my body.
Yeah, they just basically kept her out of the public eye, locked her up, and never really gave her any love whatsoever, and also were just... You know how emotional abuse works.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain that.
So wait, she started out in an orphanage, met Utsuro, and then got into this abusive family.
Yeah. From what I can tell, yeah. I would have to double check her, like, actual lore page to be sure I have all the facts straight. But yeah, based on how it's explaining it here, yes.
That does not sound like divine luck. At all.
That's why I don't care about him at all. That's the other thing. If you, like, let's take Akane for an example, okay? Because, like, from what I notice about everyone Utsuro has helped, like, oh, my situation's better. How? Because if you look at Akane's, she didn't start out being this amazing maid. She was an orphan first, met him, and then became an amazing maid. But she still ended up with shitty masters. I just heard of Yuri, among others. And then you got Iroha here, who still ended up in a shitty situation. With Hajime, I know it was because of, like, his health being shit. With Emma, she got... I think she's always been in a situation with an abusive dad. He used to burn her with cigarettes. And even when she was going towards, like, her her actress shit, like, she still ended up with really shitty agents. So, like, and then I can't tell you anything about Nikke because his backstory has never been disclosed, not even by Laneige. That's the one thing people keep, like, poking him about, is, like, they really want Nikke's backstory, which he's the fan favorite, I get it, but also, let the man rest. He said he might not even finish all the omakes. Like, just leave him alone.
Sometimes not giving a character a backstory is intentional.
Yeah, and I feel like for Nikke it might be. Like, he's mentioned before that, like, I am not ready to disclose Nikke's backstory. He said it basically in that phrasing. Oh, there is one. I just don't know if Laneige wants to share it or will. Because, like, the interesting thing about Nikke is all we can really discern about him is he's had a connection with the Kisaragi Foundation. He's had a connection with Setsuka outside of the game. Like, those are the two main things we know. Like, he's met Tsurugi and knows of or has been around the Foundation. And also that he has interacted and known and been around Setsuka. That is all we can really discern from the stuff that Laneige has disclosed. And also that his situation was rough, air quotes, and that's as much as he's given us.
More power to the fandom, I guess.
Yep.
This allowed them to keep me in the house without anybody asking questions.
What kind of family is this?
Of course, my life wasn't affected that much. I had 3 meals a day, and it wasn't an uncomfortable place.
Are you sure?
But except from eating and sleeping, I was just stuck there, painting in my room, drawing and drawing. And I couldn't go outside, and I had a 24-hour employee surveillance.
There's art of that, by the way. Like, canon art of that. Of her, like, at a desk, head down, drawing, and just a wall of attendants just staring at her the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, that would drive anyone insane, if I'm honest.
Yes.
I would lose my mind.
If I tried to do something else or run away, my parents would have been contacted right away.
Yeah, her backstory sucks. I feel for her, genuinely.
Yeah. If she turned into a puppy, I would adopt her right away.
Yeah. It still drives me nuts that a lot of the fans give her so much shit. I'm like, you know anything about, like, the actual human behavior that someone would go through for this type of situation if, like, the resources for therapy and such were unavailable to her? Because this makes sense. This is actually well-written depiction of what that type of lifestyle of abuse would be like. Like, at least one outcome of it.
Yeah, abuse victims do not always turn out to be very palatable, pretty victims, which never have a selfish or bad thought in their life. So, yeah. Yeah.
Like, of course she's self-centered and an idiot and kind of an asshole. It's because she's never had friends, and she's never been taught otherwise.
Oof.
And after that, punishment time.
It sounds like what's happened at the Tower of Babel a few days ago.
Guess what? The Tower of Babel felt better than staying in my room. The roughness.
Huh? Okay.
I was so young at the time, I just wanted to die. But for a timid person like me, there's no way I could kill myself. You are imprisoned until you are able to live up to a family name. That was the rule. Do you think I improved? I tried.
Man.
God. Didn't you say that you liked manga?
Yes, I enjoyed it since I was young, but after I was in prison I couldn't even touch it. And my family doesn't see manga or cartoons as art. I was only allowed to watch anime when I was blessed by the heavens. I got so much love from my family after that.
The heavens opened up. Fine luck.
Sora, you were blessed too, so you should understand. If you were able to go back to how you were before you met Utsuro, and if you could somehow stop it, you would have made the same choice I did.
Would I? I thought that Akane Taira died with Master Utsuro. If Utsuro died, that means... Like Iroha, would I try to do anything to revive the luck? Master Utsuro, are you about to die? Of course I wanted Master Utsuro to live. Me and Utsuro were criminals before people. If you die, you can't atone for your sins.
Yep.
Gestures loudly at the end of DRA, where he basically fucking hands it off to you to atone, which is the most selfish bullshit I could ever. Listen, if you ship them, I just can't talk to you. I'm sorry. I can't. It makes me so fucking angry. Enjoy what you like, but just away from me. Yeah. But it already happened, and Utsuro is dead. He wanted to die for what felt like a lifetime, and in the end, I put him down. Some people could say he just ran away without paying the price for everything he committed. I say that. I say this. This is me. This is me talking. I am highlighting this phrase and gesturing very loudly, because that is exactly what happens. But ethics and morality aside, I have something more important to me, Master Utsuro. If he wants you to do something, you have to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm vetoing that. You do not. It brings you back to life. It brings back divine luck. Return to hell or follow Utsuro. I don't have to worry about that anymore, right? You could keep your reclaimed agency, because that's a much better character decision for you. What do you think, Sora?
Sora!
Yeah? What?
Why? Your expression turned blank when I was speaking to you.
Oh, just wait a minute. I'm okay now.
Okay, well then. Anyway, that's my story. I don't know much about the others' backstories. All I know that Hajime was health, Emma's was wealth, Nikkei's was power.
And what about Mikado?
Oh, Mikado? I didn't ask. It's bad to pry into other people's pasts. He would have been mad at me if I asked.
Would he? Because he lacks attention and probably would have actually talked about it for once. Maybe not to you, but to somebody. I see. Anyway, Iroha, I see how desperate every void was. But I'm in the same position. Even so, you're wrong. I know I don't deserve to say this, but when this is all over, we should pay for our sins, as part of the Children of Utsuro.
That's right. We have to fight against Mikado to prevent luck from being revived.
What's wrong?
Well, it's good to pay for your sins, but can't we find another way?
So selfish.
Yeah.
She's so unirredeemably selfish that I find it so amusing from a writing standpoint. Like, remember when you said back when Kinjo, like when we were first like really shitting on Kinjo, and you were like, it would be, it would still be interesting if he got worse. That's how I feel with Iroha. She's not so much better. She's still bad, but she's also just not really improving. Like, she's trying, but she doesn't know how, and also is at the point where she's like, well, if it doesn't benefit me, then why should I do it? And I'm like, like, that's just entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it sure is.
Excuse me?
I'm joking, of course.
No, you're not. Oh, man. Kane Tyra. Hey, me. This discomfort. What is it?
The luck from bullshit.
Yeah. Alright, now we move on to the next section.
Yeah, saving just in case.
Yeah. Time for section 4. Are you finished investigating? We need to move. Alright, let's go. Again, prepare yourselves for the dizziness. Let's go this way.
He loves Monoko. I want to squeeze him.
Next, Shinji.
Yeah. What?
What? I can't see. Where is everyone? Okay, where are you touching?
Oop.
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
Monocro. Monocro, are you here? Do something.
Hmm.
I'm deeply sorry I surprised you all.
Let there be light.
A silly dork.
Yeah. Man, this is also the type of joke I would make, though.
It would be. This is a very Rina joke. I was wondering if you'd comment on that, actually. When I saw her say it, I'm like, will Rina have a comment for this?
I mean, there is a German funny joke about this.
Yeah?
Yeah, it basically goes, Gott sagt, es werde Licht, doch er fand den Schalter nicht. Meaning, God said, let there be light, but he couldn't find the light switch.
So, wait, so the first half of that is a quote, but then the rest of it's a joke. That's excellent.
Yeah, we actually like to do that all the time, like using a quote and then turning it.
That's my type of humor. What the fuck? I would get along well with other Germans, I think.
And also, like, just making parodies of, like, ads and stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, one thing we always would say, like, in high school and middle school was, like, Waschmaschinen leben länger mit Kalgon, beziehungsweise Waschmaschinen sterben schneller mit Kalgon. Basically, making an ad the opposite of what it actually said.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wash machines live longer with Kalgon becomes wash machines die faster with Kalgon.
That's my type of humor too, what the hell? I mean, I do have German blood in me, so that makes sense.
It sure is brighter, but everything's still dark. No, it's not dark, it's something else.
Ain't shit here.
There ain't shit here. It's just like space. There's literally nothing here.
But how can we stand here when there's no floor?
I apologize. I expected this, but it's harder than expected.
Which is it?
What are you talking about? Where the hell are we?
Oh, Sarah, Yuriko, over there.
Shinji.
Hello, Shinji.
Wait, is that? Yeah, it's Shinji.
Old man Shinji, as he probably should be.
He looks good for how old he is, actually. I'm kind of curious on how you'll react to that. Wait a minute. All the singularities before have been at the previous murder locations. So why is Shinji here?
Probably because the whole Tower of Babel thing was, like, not intended.
Yeah, it was if I remember right, it was improv from Nikkei and Redacted, so yeah. This is the Tower of Babel's power room. The remnants of it, anyway.
The remnants?
The Tower of Babel, as you know, was outside of Mikado's territory. I know that Nikkei made the Tower of Babel, but it was an object that doesn't exist in the original program, so when it's rebooted, it looks like the data was removed.
It wasn't saved.
It was not. Not saved to the cloud.
The Tower of Babel was deleted?
Well, because the data that contained the tower was deleted, I moved Shinji to this empty space. Do you understand?
Yep.
Nope.
To no one's surprise. Does the location really matter? Shinji's capsule is still here, and you can get the information right here.
I guess you're right.
Right. The Tower of Babel. Ever since I stepped foot into that tower, things began to get stranger and stranger. Nikkei and Teria started to go wild, and I became aware that I was an enemy. Shobai's behavior changed soon after we left the Tower of Babel too. That's because man's already had his admin code.
Yep.
Huh? Wait, if the Tower of Babel was prepared by Nikkei...
Sora? What's up? Is something bothering you?
Iroha,
Oh, what is it?
you don't know anything about the tower, right?
No, I didn't know anything about it. Nikkei made it in the first place without the other Void's knowledge.
As to no one's surprise, since Nikkei trusts absolutely no one. At the time, Mikado said that Nikkei couldn't have done it at all. So, if you didn't help Nikkei make the Tower of Babel, how the hell did he do it?
I know it's a waste to ask, but do you know anything useful?
Yoriko, shut up.
Wait, I might actually know something.
Just say it already.
I'm not too sure, but Nikkei always said we should take Mikado's side because of that I was stuck. But it got a little awkward between us, so there was more and more solo actions, maybe in that time.
Sora, it's okay. Nikkei's the only one who could answer that question, and he's dead, and the tower's gone. But now let's investigate on what's in front of us rather than what we can't find out.
I see. I'm sorry, something was just bugging me. Glad that's sorted. Then let's investigate Shinji quickly. And I'm sorry, but we're in quite a rush. So investigate as soon as possible, please. This place feels very uncomfortable as a program. I would like to leave it as soon as we can. Dilf Shinji, congratulations.
Yeah, he doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I know. For someone who's in his, like, 50s or 60s, if I remember right, he looks good. That's also because, like, he's built.
His
Inside the
goatee also
capsule-
looks pretty good on him.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like that it's more of, like bristle than, like, an actual full goatee, though. Like, I like that he keeps it, like, kind of short. And, like, more of, like, a shadow. I think that's neat. Inside the capsule, it's a man who looks middle-aged, sleeping silently.
Shinji, just how old were you?
Ah, there it is. I was waiting for the confirmation because I couldn't remember. I was close. Late 50s, also known as the middle age by the international standard of the current era. He is old enough to be our father.
Well, Kokoro was also quite old too, so it's not that surprising. Let's see.
Yeah, because Kokoro's in her 40s, I think. Like 44, somewhere in there. Shinji Kasai. Ever since he was a young man, he was a hard-working firefighter. He was responsible for saving many lives during his time on duty. At one point, he was in a fairly high position, but he was too reckless and crossed the line. His health was never the same afterwards. Thanks to his wife and children, he began to recover slightly and eventually became a security guard.
Good for him.
Honestly, yeah. He sounds like he had a good life.
Security guard is not the best type of job, but it can be if you make the most out of it.
You get paid pretty well, though. The only thing that sucks about it really is the hours. I kind of feel for the security person at my building because, like, or at least the one that's there whenever I'm like there. But like recently, they had been trying and feeling out like people for a second shift, but none of them worked out, and so now she has to do the full shift again. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. Like, that sucks for her. She's good at what she does, though. She's younger than me. Nevertheless, when the tragedy hit, he took off and began to save countless people from disasters. He was proud to become the first next-generation symbol of hope for his work. He fought to help everybody using his firefighting abilities until the tragedy ended. Shinji's based.
Yeah. He's a good dude. True and true.
He is so chill. I appreciate him.
That's amazing, Shinji. Just as he was here, an uncle figure for us all.
Basically. Shinji was married?
Shock.
I love how that's what she pulls out of it. Like, come on, that is so funny. Like, Sora reads, "You were married? With kids?" I just imagine like her face reading that information, because like I know why she's reacting like that, because Shinji's like such a little pile of gush around women, so she's just like, you pulled one off and made children.
I mean, honestly,
so I understand her reaction to an extent. It's just really funny.
I'm sure there are women very much into that, so
oh, absolutely. There's every type under the sun.
He mustn't not have. It wasn't necessary for him to take the lead, you know?
I am fairly certain that his wife did. There is very little to convince me that that was not the case. Considering what we know of him. Good God.
Makes me happy to think about, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's what you're focusing on?
Yes, it's funny. Remember the Shinji we know? I'm not sure how a guy like that got married. Dora, do you know the type of woman you are? Someone like you probably like took him and like, you know, just like ushered him along like, all right, you're with me now, and he's like, oh, okay. I like to think about it. It's a good brain cell.
Oh, Sora, too soon.
I'm joking. What's his relationship to the 79th class? Shinji had a great influence in resolving all the despair. He was a great man all around. If he didn't act, the death toll would have been much higher. There's no record of him enrolling in Hope's Peak, but he really does compare to an ultimate. True talent. Since he saved the lives of most people, including the 79th class, you could say he was indirectly related. If you reached for straws. But this most decisive move was saving the life of a young Kanata Inori in the 79th class's ultimate surgeon.
Yeah.
I miss her so much.
Yes.
Oh, I love her so much. Okay. Kanata Inori. Kanata lived alone after losing her father in a tragic car accident when she was just young. The life of Miss Inori was saved by Shinji, who arrived as an active firefighter at the incident. Probably the jaws of life, clawing the car open, I want to think. She was in critical condition at the time, and he used his friendship with Hikaru Ando to get her the help that she needed. Both of them seem to have gotten close after saving Kanata's life. For reference, the doctor called Hikaru is currently working in the medical team for the Kisaragi Foundation. What's with that look? Is there something you don't understand?
It's not that. It's just a lot of information. Kanata, Hikaru, I don't know them very well.
Me too.
I can see why I wouldn't, but shouldn't you?
I keep telling you. Mikado said all the preparations were done.
And also, she's an airhead. What are you expecting?
Except for Sora, who's a 79th class member. I'm in a similar situation to you, Yoroko. Right, Sora?
She's got nothing to say to that.
Sora?
Yeah, that's right. You know, you'll be there.
Sora?
Anyway, Shinji was the first of the next generation Symbols of Hope. One could view him as the leader of the group. Even without the connection to the 79th class, Mikado would have chosen him, I assume. Well, is this roughly about it for Shinji? Yes, there's not much more I can say. Let's move on.
According to the rules so far, the Twin Towers are next, right?
Well...
Depends on where Teria was poisoned.
I mean, this is the last singularity.
Huh? What do you mean?
As Yoriko stated, the twins were at the murder site, so Teria is the only one remaining. To be honest, I'm not sure if we can properly investigate Teria. Why is that? Unlike you, who are using a genuine connector from the Neo World program, Teria's entrance was made from another location.
This is too confusing.
It's an easy to understand explanation. All of you right now are lying in the same room in reality. Neo World program is quite bulky. Because of this, the connection has to be concentrated in one room. By the way, Teria wasn't part of Mikado's plan from the beginning. He and the other Kisaragi members accessed the program through alternative methods. You're talking about Rei. Rei entered the same way.
Wait, Monochrome, there's a contradiction. Zara said that she met that Rei girl in the Tower of Babel. But she was obviously burned to ashes on her first day in the killing game. If death in the virtual world is death in real life, how the hell is she alive?
Yeah, see, he didn't even know that. I know the answer to this, but he didn't know. Miss Mikaru is alive.
Monochrome said that the connector is different, right? Maybe that one doesn't cause death.
That would be nice, because then we would still have Teria, but I'm not optimistic.
No, even if the connection method is different, the program connects directly to the brain. As evident by Teria being completely dead.
Man.
Yeah, Mans is gone, I'm sorry. I miss him too. Interesting. How is Miss Mikaru alive? I don't know for sure.
Can't we just ask her directly when we enter the real world?
Problem solved. Any more questions? I want to leave. I mean, he fucking hates this location. I get it. He's a little program lad. He's like, there is nothing here. I feel like I am in a void with you lads, and I do not want to be in a void. Yeah, goodbye. Let's go.
You're already desperate. Do you hate this place that bad?
Well, you wouldn't know. I just feel worrisome. Anyway, when you're ready to head to the last area, please talk to me. Wait, the next one is the last?
Sora?
There were 5 killings you experienced in this game, so the singularities numbers will be the same. People who have died so far. Yuri, Kokoro, Setsuka, the twins, Shinji, 6 people in total. Of the 16 participants, there was 5 voids and only 10 normal students. Of the remaining 5 left, Yoriko is the same as the dead symbols, and I'm Akane Taira. Yuki is the void's purpose itself, then all that remains...
What about Teria and Shobai?
Teria belonged to the Kisaragi Foundation and was captured trying to rescue us. What about Shobai? Surely he can't be a symbol.
A symbol of the underground, maybe.
Anyway. Shobai is quite irregular, you could say. Iroha, you might want to open your mouth.
You don't have to say it, Monocro. I'll ask my friend. Iroha, I'm talking about you.
You two are friends? You don't treat her like one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. Shobai, what do I know about him? Yeah.
Don't lie to my face. I can tell that you're lying, you know.
Yeah, you literally don't have a practice in being a good liar. Sorry to say. Did you know about the identity of Shobai?
Yes, no. By the way, can I say...
You just said you would help us. The least you can do is answer a few questions. Or what? I guess there's still no redemption for you voids.
What are you trying to say? Please be nice to me.
This is when you tell her to be nice to you after she's been ribbing you the entire time?
Maybe she's getting tired.
I guess so.
You said being nice and I'll be nice. And stop screaming at me. I'm older. Treat me with respect.
Oh, you are the worst type of person. Goodbye. Girls, you're both pretty. Now calm down.
Shobai was a Void's collaborator.
Yep.
What?
So he is the one who, he is the one who helped Nikkei build the Tower of Babel.
Makes sense.
Because he has an admin code and he has admin permissions to be able to fuck around with the simulation. That's also why he was able to log out during Chapter 5. Collaborator? Wait, Nikkei said something like that at the Tower of Babel. No, it's true. That Void only has 5 members, but that's not all there is to it.
Huh?
Rumor has it there is a mysterious collaborator that helped with our plans. Collaborator, you say? Go on. No one other than Mikado knows about this person. I've only heard about their existence, that's all. We already know he's a polished liar, so he's probably lying about that last bit.
Wait, wasn't Nikkei lying about that?
It's not a lie. We knew who the collaborator was. It's Shobai. Don't misunderstand. I don't know what Shobai was supposed to do. The only person who knows what the collaborator was actually doing was Mikado.
But didn't Nikkei say that none of the other members knew apart from Mikado?
Hey Yoriko, when are you gonna grow a brain and realize that Nikkei was lying almost the entire time in our company other than like a handful of truthlets? God.
Nikkei was that kind of person.
Correct.
I've told a lot of lies too, but I don't think I'm such a bad person. I mix the lies with the truth.
So Nikkei talked about the insider of Void being Shinji when it was actually Shobai. But he fought against Mikado on the first island, so what did that mean? I'm not so sure about the details. Shobai was a man who took employment seriously, remember?
Employment, which means he was suddenly forced to do something against his contract?
Likely? I can't remember the details of it. Well, if you gave him a certain amount of money, he would do anything without hesitation.
But Shobai didn't know about Mikado when we started the killing game.
Well, what happened between Mikado and Shobai, I'm not sure. Shobai's memories might have been manipulated like all of yours.
That could be it.
I think up to a certain chapter it was.
Wait, so he looked that awful even in high school? I wonder what he looks like now then.
He cleans up nice, I'll say. Well, no, Shobai's avatar works like the Void's. Sort of. Sort of. Since he was hired for the plan, he wouldn't be a symbol of hope, and he wasn't related to the 79th class. Mikado manipulated Shobai's memories? Why would he do that after paying him? Well, that's all I can tell you about Shobai for now. Roha doesn't seem to know more either. If you think about it, Shobai in the Tower of Babel seemed a little different. Yeah, because I headcanon that he got his memories back around them. Especially on the 5th island when he mentioned Akane Taira. I think the reasoning is because I think Nikke may have given him his reset code so that they could collaborate together about it, but yeah. Suddenly disappeared before my eyes, too. Did he recover his memories at some point? I was unintentionally helping you, but... looks like I gotta do what I was paid for. If Shobai was the collaborator of Mikado, then what did he mean by that?
What do you know about the Kisaragi Foundation?
Well, I don't have much information on the Foundation either. Our information hasn't exactly got a conclusion. We're just left with more questions. The easiest answer to them would be from Mikado's own mouth.
Well, I don't think he would tell us so easily. What's the real Mikado doing? He wasn't part of our execution, so he got to be alive somewhere. I see. Mikado appears like a ghost and brings misfortune. That's just him.
Yeah, but I love him anyway.
Sora said that Shobai is gone, and Yuki too. I'm not sure if he's around.
I'm not sure about Mikado, but I can sense Yuki.
How old must Yuki then be? I mean, he must also be in his 20s and then look different, right? I mean...
He seemed to be in the next singularity, probably trapped there just like Iroha was. For now, there's nothing else for us to do here, so let's go find Yuki. Mikado, the Kisaragi Foundation, all of our problems are about to come together. We need a plan.
You're right.
And that's... And that's our cue to end the part. Right here.
I do agree, this is a perfect place to end it, because I want more tea for the next part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so excited though, because I know what's coming up next, and I love that scene.
Alrighty then we shall see how Yuki looks right now, and whatever we find out in the last singularity. So until then, bye-bye!
Bye.